Can everybody see my screen now? All right, can everybody see this now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Not sure where we left off, but let's start here with the deck. So again, everybody has the same cards when they first log into the app. It's 11 cards. Cards are videos for you to watch. Some cards are telling you to add content. So the deck is designed to always tell you what to do next. So when you look at a card, you'll see a green button on it. In this case, it says OK. If you tap on the green button, it prompts you to do the activity that the card is asking you to do. If you tap on snooze, the gray button, you have options. So the first one is I'll do this later. This acts like a true snooze, and the card will reappear in your deck 24 hours later. If you tap the next two options, I don't want to do this, or I already did this, the card will disappear from your deck and it won't come back. And if you tap cancel, you go back to the card. Now on most cards, and also sprinkled throughout the app, you'll see what we call helper text. An example of this is where it says at the bottom in blue text how to add supporter contacts. If you tap on that, a short video will pop up, and those videos they're very quick, they're very specific. They teach you exactly what that card is asking you to do and how to do it. So those are kind of sprinkled throughout the app. They're just quick tips and help you if you have questions. So again, the training videos are first appearing. There's also these cards asking you to add contacts. Now, adding contacts to the app is what really gives it power and helps you following up with people. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to actually do something really quickly because I went ahead and did all these steps while you guys couldn't see anything. So I added Kim as a contact. I'm actually going to delete that now so that I can do it again. All right. So let's go back to the deck. Now, it's asking me to add 5 supporter contacts. So if I select the green button, it's going to take me to the screen to add contacts. You can also add contacts by tapping the plus sign at the bottom in the middle. Tap plus is the first option there, add contacts. We'll go through the other options, quick start plus menu in a minute this demo. So let's go back to this card. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to add supporter contacts. It's telling me now I have 0 added, so I need to add 5 more. When I go to add, I have these 2 options. I can import from the contacts on my phone. You can only do this one at a time, and we set that up intentionally so that we don't want people adding all of their contacts in their phone list with one button and then being able to easily tap another button and message everyone at the same time. So that would be what is considered spam. It gives the app and the users a really bad name. So this app is designed to be much more deliberate, mindful communication with people. So you can import them from your phone, but only one at a time. Or you can select add manually and enter all the information manually in the app. So in this case, we're going to say import from contacts. Now I'm going to search for Kim. There she is. If I select that, now this goes to the contact screen of the app. So as you can see, first and last name are already added, mobile phone number and email are there. This next section below basic info, where it says send messages to, this is how you determine how you want to communicate with a person from the app. So if you select the top option mobile, every message you send to that person from the app is going to go via text message. If you select email, every message will go via email. Now you can because obviously we assume if you start communicating with somebody, if they prefer a certain method, we always going to use that method to communicate with them. Now, sometimes you may want to usually communicate with them via text. All of a sudden, you want to send something in particular via email. You can do that in the message itself. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But again, you change this for the most part for a contact right here. So I'm going to communicate with Kim via text. This next part, interest level, is very important. So when you tap here, set interest level, these options appear. The first is ready to enroll, second, ready to purchase, and so on. Now, these are important because depending on which interest level you select, the app is going to behave differently, meaning you add contact, and that card will tell you to do something different based on their interest level. So if I were to say that Kim is ready to enroll, I would get a card that says, Kim is ready to enroll. Let's share an enrollment link with her. If I were to say she's ready to purchase, the card would appear that says, Kim is ready to purchase. Let's send her a card. If I were to select the third one, interested but not ready yet, this is also what we assume most contacts in the app are going to be. So this is also the default. If you were to add a contact with no interest level, the app would assume they're interested but not ready yet. And what that will do is that will create a card in the deck that says, Kim is interested in learning more. Let's share a video with her. The next two options, not interested now or not interested at all, use what we call a back burner type setting. So they keep them in the app. You don't get an action card immediately to do anything with them, but you'll be reminded in the case of not interested now in several weeks to maybe follow up with them, maybe see if their interest levels change. If you say they're not interested at all, in several months, you'll get a card that says, maybe follow up with this person, reach out to them again, see if things have changed. That's how interest levels work. So I'm going to say Kim is interested but not ready yet. Now, if you tap on advanced info, you get a few more options. The first, type, is strictly optional. You can set this if you want. Right now, the app isn't really using this to drive any behavior, but some people like to be organized and they like to organize their prospects into these categories. The next section, interests, is also important. So when you select an interest, the first one being business, that if you were to say Kim is interested but not ready yet, as I have, and she's interested in the business, then that card that appears in the deck would say, Kim's interested, let's share a video with her. And that video it suggests that you share with her will be the animated prospecting video. If you were to say that she's interested in Pro Tandem, it would say, let's share a video with her, and it would be the Pro Tandem product video. So you can select any product category you want, and that, again, will share the corresponding video with that person. So I'm going to say Kim's interested in the business. And also, again, by default, we assume they're interested in the business. So if you were to add a contact, no interest level, no interest, the app would assume that that contact is interested to learn more, and they're interested to learn more to the business, and that's the video it would suggest you share with them. Address and notes are strictly optional. You can use them if you want to kind of help you be organized. So let's say that Kim is ready to go. We've filled out the contact the way we want. You go ahead and select add. I'm going to do a quick check here. Can everybody still hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, good. So when you tap save a contact, you get this screen. This is actually has to do with privacy and anti-spam laws that are really sweeping across the globe now. They started in the European Union. They started in the European Union and Canada. They're moving into the US. And so we decided to implement these next few steps for the app in all markets. And what it has to do with is actually modeled after the Canadian privacy and anti-spam law, which says in order to communicate with somebody via an app like this, you must either A, know them personally, or B, be referred by a third party who knows both of you. The law then goes on to say that if you do know them personally, then you can communicate via the app, no problem. If you don't, and you go the referrer route, you have to include the first and last name of the person who referred you in the first message to the person you're contacting from the app. So the way that looks in the app here is when you go to save a contact, you get this question. It says, do you know Kim personally? If I say yes and save, I move on and I can communicate with her, no problem. If I say no, I get these options and it says, who introduced you? So I'm going to say, Bonnie introduced us. Okay. And then I'm going to save. Now, let's go back to that card where we were. Let's see, it'll take just a moment for the card to appear for Kim. And it may not appear again because I already went through and did all of this while the demo wasn't working. So here we go. Remember when I said if you add a contact, select their interest level and what they're interested in, you'll get a card in the deck. This is a card in the deck for Kim. So it says, Kim may be interested. Let's start the conversation. It also says below that on November 9th, today, I added Kim as a contact with the default interest of business, okay? So if I say continue, up pops this message. Now, on the top in gray is what I was referring to earlier. That's the part that legally has to be put in where it mentions Bonnie's name, first and last name, as the person who referred us. We've put that in the gray font so that to tell the user that you cannot edit that part of the text. Again, because it legally has to go out. So it says, hello, Kim, this is Ryan. Our mutual friend Bonnie gave me your name. Then it goes on with the message. Now, that first part will only be included in the very first message I send to Kim. The next part where it says, I want to share a 5-minute video that will blow your mind. That's text that we've put in there for you. Every time that the app suggests a message or is sharing something, when you open up the screen to write the message, we'll have written something in there for you. You can go ahead and use it if you want, or you can edit it if you'd like, just by using the keyboard. So I'm just going to say hi. Now, from this screen, you can tap on the blue text where it says add attachment. You can attach a meeting invite, a piece of media like a video. You can attach a cart with products for them to purchase, or you can attach an enrollment link. I'm not going to select any of those for now. I'm also going to say, earlier when I mentioned that you could change the method that you are communicating from via the message itself, on top where you see that gray circle that says KH, tap on that, this option pops up and you can then say, okay, usually I communicate with Kim via text. In this case, I want to use email, and to do that, you just select email, and it won't change the settings for Kim always, just for this message. So I've written my message. I'm going to tap send, and Kim should get that text shortly. Now, once I've sent that message, that's what we call the icebreaker. You'll get a card. I'll get a card here. That should say. Once Kim has actually opened up that text message, I'll get another card that says, okay, you've broken the ice. Now it's time to share that video. And you'll share it the same way I just showed you there by saying, okay, do it. You'll compose the message and you're on your way.
I got it, Ryan.
Okay, good. You'll also notice, Kim, do you want to go ahead and just read what that message says?
Yes, it says, hello, Kim Heath. This is Ryan Baltz. Our mutual friend, Bonnie Heath, gave me your name. Kim, hi. And then below that's another paragraph. It says, BTW, by the way, it's me, Ryan Baltz. This is a text-only number for my business. Add it to my contacts so you will know it's me.
Perfect.
Ooh, I like that.
So what, obviously the first two parts of that message, you'll understand now. The last part is what I want to talk about next is called, well, when you message someone via text from the app, it will come from a phone number that's not yours. And the reason that is, it's actually technically impossible for an app to use your phone account to text. It has to do with incurring data charges and a few other limitations. But the way that we've solved that is, when you log onto the app and begin using it, you'll be assigned what's called a long code. And it's, Kim knows I gave Kim my mobile number earlier. She'll notice that that message came from another one. Now, it's still 10 characters, or 10 digits. It looks like a phone number. It's just not yours. What it will do is, every time I communicate with Kim, it will use that same number. So the best practice here is to notify people before you start communicating with them from the app. Say, okay, now I'm going to start using this app from LifeVantage to communicate with you. It helps me follow up with people and share things easily. You'll notice messages that come from me from this app don't come from my phone number. So save that number. It's not spam. Save that number under my contact card so you'll know it's me going forward. Now, we've obviously gone an extra step, and we include that text or a message to that effect in the very first message that you send to that person, only in the first message. And it acts like an email signature. So when you're typing that first message, you won't see it, but the recipient will. So that's what Kim was referring to when she said, by the way, this is Ryan. I use this number for business texting. Save it under your contacts under me, so you know it's me going forward. Now, this number can only be used for texting. You cannot, it doesn't work for voice calls. So that's an explanation on the long code. So let's go into messages here and say, okay, and so this, when you tap on messages, you get your list of messages. There's the first one to Kim there. All of them will be listed here in sequential order. If there's a new message or a response from the person, there'll be a blue dot on the left. So if you tap, that's how you read your messages, or you look at the messages you have. If you tap on the square with the pencil in it in the upper right, that's how you compose a brand new message. You'll have two. You select who from your contacts you want to send a message to. In this case, I only have one because this is a clean version of the app. I would select Kim and move on. So if you tap on a specific message, this works just like the text messages on your iPhone or your Android device. So on the right are the messages that you've sent in blue. On the left will be the responses in white. It uses what we call a threaded messaging display, where the whole conversation will be in this one screen. And the timestamp where it says 11:27, that will be on the top of each message telling you when it was sent. Now, to write another message, you tap here where it says say something. If you want to attach something to any message, you select the blue circle with the plus sign in it. And again, you can attach, excuse me, a meeting invite, a video or a piece of media, a cart, or an enrollment link. So that's messages. Now let's talk about the plus sign here for a moment. plus sign is kind of what we refer to as a kind of a quick launch. Oh, and there's Kim's response there. So now that it's new, you'll see there's that blue circle next to it. If I select on it there, there's Kim's response. Okay, so the plus button or quick start button. So there's several ways you can do everything in here. Now, adding a contact, we just did, and I showed you how to do it from a card in the deck. You can also do it by just tapping the plus sign. We're not going to go into meetings in this demo because we're building that section out quite a bit more, and there'll be more functionality in the next several months. Right now, you can actually create meetings and send them to people, but it's a bit there's a bit more there, and I don't want to take up too much time here. So anyway, let's focus on adding contacts, sharing carts, and enrollment links. So sharing a cart, there are two ways you can do this also. Remember earlier I showed you how to add Kim or someone as a contact and say they're interested in purchasing. And in that case, you'll get a card in the deck saying they're interested in purchasing. Let's create a cart. Or you can do it from this plus button. Or you can also do it if you tap the plus button within a message and you select the attach cart option. Any one of those three will take you to this screen. So within carts, you first arrive at this screen where it's displaying featured carts. Now these are carts that we add as corporate because we know that these are the carts people are most frequently sharing. So to attach a cart, you simply select it. In this case, I selected the Vitality Stack. And it's very easy. You can see the retail price down in the lower left, the monthly price. You select attach cart. You select your recipient. Next, up pops a message. It says, here's a perfect cart for you. I'm going to send this by text, and there we go. Now, this works exactly like sharing a cart from your replicated site. Kim will get a link in your text message.
Got it.
She got it. Once you tap on that link, you'll go straight to the checkout page where you enter in your card information, you hit purchase, and you're all done. So I assure you that is by far the fastest way and the easiest way to share a cart with somebody available today is here via the app, whether you do it from the plus button or a card. Now, you don't, obviously, we only have two featured cards, Vitality Stack and Activated Essentials. You can create any cart you want. And the way you do that is to tap on New in the upper right. Then the second section where it says Products, you select Products. You want to say, okay, they're interested in Dragon Fruit Axio. You select that. Again, you see the retail and monthly price. You tap Add, and you say, okay, they also want Nerf 1. Add that, and you can really add any product. The entire list is there for the U.S. market. It's important to note if a user is part of a different market, their list of products obviously will be different. So I'm going to say I'm adding Omega Plus. Then I tap in the upper left, the arrow, the blue arrow back. That shows me now the products that are currently added to that cart. And again, you tap attach in the upper right and you go ahead and send it. Now, one really handy feature here is under options where it says save cart for future use. If you select that toggle, make it green, and then down below it where it says cart name, you can name this cart whatever you want. So if you find that you are successful in adding a certain combination of products or selling a certain combination of products, or if the customers that you deal with typically are interested in, the same set of things, you can create a cart like this. You can name it My Cart 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you want. I've done this quite a few times, so I'm going to see if 8 isn't taken yet. And you go ahead and attach that. I'm not going to send it this time, but if you go back to the first cart screen, you see where it says featured on top. If you tap on the saved part, this is kind of, these are your saved cards. These are the ones that you've created. So you can always go here to quickly access them, tap on them, attach them, and you're on your way. So again, by far the handiest way to share products is here via the app. The next option in the quick start menu, again, you can also do this via cards if you say a contact is ready to enroll, is sending an enrollment link. This again, there's no question about it, is the easiest, fastest way to do it. You tap send enrollment link, up pops your list of contacts. I'm going to say send it to Kim. Next, up pops a message that says, I'm excited to start working with you. Let's get started by clicking this link. You can edit that part up until where there's that colon after link. You can't edit the link itself. So where it starts with HTTPS and ends with US, don't edit any of that part. Now what that will do is it will send a message to Kim with the link in it. She'll tap on that link. She goes straight to the enrollment form. Also, any information, contact information I have for her in the app will automatically be entered into that form. So first, last name, email address, phone number, super slick for her to check out, enter the remaining information, select her pack, and she's on her way. So that is enrollment links and carts. Let's keep moving quickly. We're going to go through people. People is your contact section of the app. So under all is all the contacts you have added. Customers and distributors are automatically added for you. So the first time you log into the app, you'll notice that there are, if you have customers and distributors in your organization, they'll already be loaded for you. By organization, we mean anybody, well, your sponsor will be in, anybody whom you personally sponsor, and anybody who you personally have enrolled. So this is how you get to the contact list. Again, I'm using a test account, not an active distributor account, so I don't have any contacts in here, but you will. Now, if you go into contacts, I could look at Kim's. Where I'm actually going to go here is back in people where I first went. There's network. That's how you get to the list. The bottom option is me. If I select that, that's going to show my card. Now, it looks the same as Kim's did earlier. And Kim's will also have this, but what it first has is personal volume. Now, again, this is a test account, so I don't have volume. But if you swipe to the left, you get organizational volume. Now, these will show on the left, the previous month, on the right, the current month. On the top, that number 25 shows the actual volume for the previous month. On the bottom, which isn't displaying right, 10-minute warning for the meeting, okay. Let's hurry this up then. So anyway, that's how you can see your volume. Below that, you have legs. It shows your top 4 legs and their distribution. You can edit or delete a contact by going into it, selecting Kim, edit. I can change anything I want, or I can, at the bottom in red, select delete that contact. Oh, no. Can everybody still hear me? Still there?
Yes,
Yes.
we've got you.
All right. So that's, let's move on from that. We only have 10 minutes left. So that's contacts. The last part of the app to go over is media. You tap on media. This is where we've stored all of the what we call assets or media resources from corporate. So we put them into these categories. For example, if you were to go into training, you'll see the PowerPoint presentations that have been created by the FAB. Those are for like presenting or training people. Those are, you'll have a short version, the full version there. In this training category, you also have all of the Pro Audio or Master Tracks episodes. So there are a lot of them. if I scroll through them, I get to these. These are short videos. So this one says setting the interest level. These are those helper text link videos that I was referring to earlier. So if you're wondering how to do something in the app, you can tap on the blue link in the card, or you can also go here to training, and it shows you all sorts of different things. Also, those videos that were in the first cards, like icebreakers or how to present products, those are all stored in here. So if you were to snooze those cards forever, you can still get back to those useful, informative videos by coming here to the media section and tapping on training. Let's just look quickly at another category like true science, for example. So you've got training, presenting, then you have all of the products, product categories. Let's say true science. Here you have, again, this media library can store videos, it can store audio files, it can store documents or images. So this first one here is the document, and it's the hair care study. We also have the product video, the launch video, the info sheet, FAQs, everything you might find, everything you can find everything here to really teach anything or anybody anything they might want to know about the topic. Sorry, that was a lot of jumbled words there. So let's look at a specific asset again in the media library. So let's say we want to look at the hair care launch video. You tap on the image there, you'll come to this screen. From here, you can tap it one more time and watch the video yourself. You can also, you have these options in the upper right. So the star there, if you select that star, that marks it as a favorite. And it will store it in this folder here on the main screen, favorites. So this is kind of your personal space within the media library. So if there's certain videos you find effective to share, certain videos you're interested in, mark them as a favorite, and you can quickly access them here in your favorites folder. Going back now to the video, if you tap the square with the arrow coming out of it in the upper right, you can share it. So you can share it via message meaning text or email, whatever you have selected for the person. You can share it via social media. At this point, it's limited to, you can post it to the Facebook account that you are currently logged into from the Facebook app on your phone. So in this case, I'll say message. I'm going to share it with Kim because she's my only friend. I'll tap next, and I can tap what, or I can write whatever I want here. I'm going to say cool video and send it. And now Kim will get that video. Also, if I go back to people and select Kim now, see here where it says activity. If I select activity, it tells me everything I've done with Kim. So I just sent a message to her less than a minute ago. I shared media with her a minute ago. I created an enrollment link with her. So this is how you can always know, if you're looking at a specific contact, you can always look back and say, okay, here's what I've done with them so far. One more thing, in people, if you go to me, an activity, you can see everything you've done with everybody in the app since the beginning of time. So this is a good way to keep track of what you're doing. Orders will have orders that they've made through the app. Info will show your distributor ID, your replicated site. I don't have one because I'm not a real distributor here. Your business name and a couple of other key bits of information. So that in a nutshell is the app. Sorry this took so long with the technical difficulties earlier.
Ryan, do
we have any questions?
Yes, Ryan, if we get cut off, can we start again so we can ask questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, is that okay with you, Lillian?
Well, so you're under like the 45-minute Zoom time limit?
Yes.
Do you want to just jump off now and jump back on so we don't have that problem?
I think that's probably better. And I've also been recording, so this went pretty smooth. So I can stop the recording.
Okay.